All right, everybody, what's up? It's your girl, PrettyGrlJu, and yes, it's been about 2 weeks since I've recorded, but I am back with another video. Today, I'm going to get into the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever Game 3, which was definitely one for the books. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and somewhere throughout the video, I will have my social media handles posted on the screen. Of course, you can always go back and watch my WNBA playlist, and my social media handles are also on those videos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some of the details of tonight's game. All right, well, Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky defeat the Indiana Fever 88-87. I will say this. I honestly thought Indiana was going to get a three-peat on them. Indiana, to me, is at as of now, they are the better team. They look better. They have more shooters as well, and so I think that helps them in terms of which team is better. So I'll say that I feel the reason that they lost, which we'll get into that towards the end of the video, a lot of people had a lot to say about the coach and her last minute decision to not give Clark that clutch shot at the end. They also criticized her not continuing with the Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston pick and roll play that had seemed to be working out throughout the entire game. And so those are some things that we'll get into later on. Overall, when I tell y'all this was an absolute great game from start to finish, it was like second, third quarter. I was like, Chicago Sky, they tweaking. I don't know how this game is gonna turn out. I think they were down by double digits at some point. Indiana had went on like a 13 something run, 13-0 run, 13-2-3 run. They were kicking their ass in like second, third quarter. And then towards the middle end of third quarter, Angel Reese just completely took over the game. And because of her, her team won. It was a close margin, but nonetheless still a win, a much needed win, because so many people would have had so much negative shit to say had she lost this third game on, oh, Caitlin Clark is better than you, and that's why Caitlin Clark is the it girl type. It would have been so much of that rhetoric online had she lost this game. And I think that she understood the assignment and she completed it with an A+. So this matchup between Nalissa Smith and Angel Reese was one for the books. When I tell you these women were, for one, as Angel Reese said, Nalissa wasn't fucking with her. And I honestly don't feel like there was anybody that would have been able to keep up with Angel Reese. She was on fire. And I think she was on a mission. And she wasn't going to stop until that mission was completed. And so it was very nice to see her and Nalissa go back and forth. You know, a lot of the times, and part of the reason why we're here today is because of the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. When she put her ring finger up in her face and started tapping on that hand, that's trash talk. It's symbolism, but it's trash talk. And when I'm able to just watch two players give off the same energy, it's beautiful without people bitching about it and complaining and just doing all that extra shit. Like, I think that people should really stop coddling Caitlin Clark and let her play. Let her be a part of the game. But this matchup was one that I don't think anybody expected. It was one for the books. Nalissa Smith finished with 12 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. She was 50% from the field goal, which I think is good. In my opinion, 50% or more is good. Once you fall under 50%, you're pretty much not efficient. But if you can at least flip a coin and it's hit or miss, then I think you're in a good position. And so that those were her numbers. I think that Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso and just the post overall did a great job of containing Nalissa Smith. More so, specifically speaking, Angel Reese. They were literally going back and forth. It was dope, and we'll get into some clips of them talking smack to each other in a moment. But let me know what you guys thought about this matchup. People were more excited just to see Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, but obviously those two women play two different positions, so they're not going to be guarding each other. But nonetheless, they both put on a stellar performance. All right, so the dynamic duo has finally found their groove. So the two struggled to find their chemistry during the first few games of the season, with both players having a rough individual start. Over the past few games, Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark have built undeniable chemistry, and it has helped them with their recent win streak. So tonight, Aaliyah Boston had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, and she was 57% from the field goal. So I think she did great, almost had a double-double. I mean, you can push for a triple-double, although I doubt she would have gotten that. But nonetheless, she had almost a double-double. But when when you got Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso down there, baby, it just it's not too much you can do with them. And they both were very efficient tonight, which we'll get into. But I would say all of Caitlin Clark's assists, she had 13 assists. At least 10 had to go to Aaliyah Boston. I'm not even bullshitting. She was feeding the hell out of Aaliyah Boston. She had to leave that game on a full stomach. Both of them. They both put in work. That duo is something that no team can come between. Period. That shit is crazy. I love to see it. And if you go back and watch my videos that I've included in my WNBA playlist, several weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago when the season first started, and everybody was criticizing Leah Boston. You had Caitlin Clark fans saying mean and negative things to her. It was a point in time where she had to delete her social media account because of the criticism she was receiving, because that's how poorly she had started off the season. And I told y'all, as loud as y'all were disrespectful, make sure the apology is just as loud, because Aaliyah Boston was not the reigning rookie of the year for no reason. Aaliyah Boston is a dog. I said it then. I'm going to say it now. And this is only the beginning of her and Caitlin Clark. So let me know what you guys thought about that duo. And we'll get into some more commentary regarding that, because the people, like I said, they had a lot to say about the reason why Indiana lost. And they're blaming it on the coach and her not running what seemed to have been working the entire game, which was that pick and roll between these two ladies. Another duo, which I absolutely love seeing. Like, the matchups in this game or with these two teams are just great. It's great for women's basketball. But the Kennedy Carter and Camila Cardoso chemistry is absolutely incredible. Since Camila returned on June 1st, her and Kennedy Carter's chemistry on the court has been very noticeable. Angel and Kennedy, they do have great chemistry, but it isn't as solid as Kennedy's and Camilla's. And so here are these women's numbers for tonight. Kennedy Carter, again, double figures, which I think it was an amazing idea to start her. Like, we do not need somebody like Kennedy Carter coming off of the bench. Like, we can't have that. She brings too much to the game to have her coming off of the bench. I do understand needing that spark off of the bench. Let that be Dana Evans or somebody, not Kennedy Carter. She had 23 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, and she was 66% from the field goal. And then we have Camila Cardoso with a double-double. She has 16 points, 3 assists, 10 rebounds, and she was 77% from the field goal. Extremely efficient, might I say. I would like Camila Cardoso to at least have 3 rebounds a quarter. I think that if Angel Reese can get 12, 13, 16 rebounds, between the two of them, it should be around 12 and 12. Angel Reese should not be pulling 16 rebounds. We need Camila Cardoso to get a few more of those. And so I would say at least 12 and 12 for them would be perfect on the rebounding tip, and about 15 plus on the point tips for them. Unstoppable. This was just a great game. This was a great game. Camila Cardoso had 3 assists, and I want to say those all 3 were to Kennedy Carter on a back cut as she was being double teamed, which was just great court vision. Way to read the court and understand that 2 people are coming on me. Somebody's open, somebody better cut, and just trusting that Kennedy Carter was there as always. So let me know what you guys think about their duo. What do you guys think about Dana coming off of the bench and Kennedy Carter starting? Do you guys think that was a great coaching decision? I would absolutely say yes. I just think that Dana Evans she's been real quiet. Like, she has good defense, but on the offensive end, to me, she's not as consistent as Kennedy Carter. She's not putting up 20 points a game, 18 points a game like Kennedy Carter. She's just not doing that. And so that's that on that. In terms of, let's see, who else? Isabel Harrison. I would like to see her be a little more productive down in the paint. I feel like her and Diamond DeShields is Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. The rest of the post players for the Chicago Sky, they have to step it up, because when you replace Camila and Angel Reese for one of these post players, they do not measure up. They don't. It almost makes you want to keep Camilla and Angel in the whole fucking time. Angel's grabbing 15 rebounds a game. Like, what are we talking about? Like, you know what I mean? So I just think that these post players on the Chicago Sky can really, they can really use some motivation from these rookies. And that might be hard for them to acknowledge, but it is what it is. These rookies are doing their thing and they're not. And that is why these rookies are starting and they're not. I know Diamond DeShields is starting, if I'm not mistaken, but otherwise, yeah, Isabel Harrison. What's the other guard on Chicago's guy? No, not meaning to talk smack about her. Her teeth is not, up to par. I cannot remember. Is her last name Allen? I want to say so. She's starting, which I think is good. I think to me, she's a little more impactful on the offensive end. I don't know. I would say her and Evans to me contribute about the same, but it's just something about her game that seems to be it fits more with the starting lineup that the Chicago Sky have now. But let me know what you guys think about that. Oh my goodness, I love this matchup. I absolutely love watching Kelsey Mitchell and Kennedy Carter guard each other and go at it. They both always contribute. As you can see on this on the screen here, Kelsey Mitchell had 24 points. Kennedy Carter had 23. Their stats and their numbers are very similar, and they have a very similar style of play. So the Kennedy Carter versus Kelsey matchup is always exciting to watch. Both women are huge assets to their teams, and both have very similar styles of play. So this was their third matchup, of course, and each time they bought it. They both bought it. 24 points for Kelsey is just a dog. She is just phenomenal. Like she is so clutch. I really fuck with Kelsey Mitchell's game. Equally as much as Kennedy Carter's. Now, if I had to really choose, I'm just gonna have to go with Kennedy. I ain't gonna lie. Kennedy is very efficient. As you can see, Mitchell is 44%. Kennedy 66%. She's just efficient. Like she's very efficient. So that's why I would pick Kennedy over Kelsey. Aside from that, it would be a coin toss, honestly. Just flip the coin and whichever side it land on, I would be cool with whichever player because they both are they are incredible guards. All right, so the moment that we've all been waiting on, and then we'll get into some of these clips and some things that social media had to say about this game. When I tell you everyone was entertained, if you do not have the WNBA League Pass, it is $34.99. I highly recommend you get it. That is $34.99 for the year. So you'll be able to go back and watch so many of the WNBA games from this season and past seasons, kind of familiarize yourself with the players, kind of pick your favorites, and go from there. But nonetheless, this was an incredible game. Both of these women put up phenomenal numbers. We have Caitlin Clark, 17 points, 13 assists. That's wild. She had 6 rebounds, like I've said in previous videos. If y'all go back and watch the videos in my WNBA playlist. And Caitlin Clark just mentioned this in her last post-game interview. Rebounds literally just fall in her lap to me. And I literally said that about a month and a half ago. They just fall in her lap. It was like that in the NCAA. It's like that in the WNBA. And her being a 6-foot guard, that helps a little, right? She just seems to know where to get to, and the ball just comes to her. Like, it's just like she's a magnet when it comes to that ball. And so she had 6 rebounds and 4 steals. She was 45% from the field goal. I would have liked her to be a little bit more efficient, but I'm not going to complain with 13 rebounds and 4 steals. I can't complain. Like, that's just phenomenal. I will always like Caitlin Clark to be at about 50% field goal, 50% minimum. I think she's capable of that. And I think that had she been at 50% tonight, they would have absolutely, without a doubt, won the game. So here we go. Man, the dog herself, Angel Reese. When I tell y'all, Angel Reese is a star, and I've said this in previous videos. You can hate it or love it. There are so many people who I feel absolutely hate Angel Reese, but after tonight, if you are a true lover of the game or a true baller, you have to give her her respect. She won this game for her team. At a moment where I was tweeting, damn, Chicago is cooked. Angel said, not on my watch, not on my court. I'm not having that, okay? And she lived up to that. She had 25 points and 16 fucking rebounds. And she was 66% from the field goal. Absolutely phenomenal. Incredible. It was just, I'm so proud of her because, again, in previous videos, and I keep referencing previous videos because I know what I'm talking about. So I want y'all to go back and watch those videos. That way you can understand my commentary better. But as I've said previously, Angel Reese has to work on her efficiency. Like she can bang a board, but what good is that if you can't make a shot? You know what I mean? If we have you down there banging the boards and grabbing the rebounds, we need you down there putting the ball back in the hoop. So her efficiency is just, and I'll have to watch a couple of games from here to see how consistent it remains. I would say if she can be at least 50%, I'd say 47 on a bad day, she'll walk out with about 15, 16 points. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. That's fine. Um, she just she played her ass off this game. Her and Alyssa Smith going at it was a highlight for me. Caitlin Clark hit several dagger threes. Her and Aaliyah Boston, just that pick and roll and just her the facilitator that we know Caitlin Clark to be, the shooter that we know Caitlin Clark to be, is slowly but surely coming out. And when it's there, when she's in her NCAA bag, she hasn't gotten there yet, and that could be due to some coaching discrepancies. But she's getting there. That's for sure. And when she gets there, she's going to be a fucking problem. She's already a problem now, but I cannot wait to Caitlin Clark looks. Not to say that she's not playing great, but if you watched her play NCAA basketball and you watch her play WNBA basketball, she isn't in her bag yet, if that makes sense. But she'll get there, trust me. So the next thing we're gonna do before I get up out of here, I'm at 17 minutes, and I don't want this video to be too long, but I'll probably be here another 10 minutes. Is we're gonna take a look at Twitter. Y'all know I always like to reference Twitter because it goes down over there, okay? And so let's go ahead. I'm gonna switch my screen. There's my social media handles at the bottom. And let me go ahead and close out of this PowerPoint. All right, so we're going to take a look at the bookmarks because this is where I bookmarked several clips of Angel Reese versus Melissa Smith. So So in this clip, as y'all can see, it was just some friendly competition. It was a little back and forth at the free throw line, but you can tell that there was no tension there. They were literally sitting next to each other talking, and they both had to shoo the referee away, like, girl, come, like, go, get, skedaddle. Like, we good, we good. And these refs, which I've mentioned in previous videos, the WNBA refs, they are a fucking mess, man. It's hit or miss with them. You just don't know. Here's Angel Reese talking some more trash. I don't know if you are going to be able to hear this clip, but let me pause my mic.
And Alyssa Smith, did she just get hit with a tee? And Kennedy Carter was just telling Angel Reese to stop talking and be smarter. Let's see. I think we had a double tee on Melissa Smith and Angel Reese, who have been talking back and forth. Bounds for Angel Reese. A career high for Reese. And Alyssa Smith, did she just get hit with a tee? And Kennedy Carter.
And this was towards the end of the game. When I tell y'all, they were going the fuck at it. It was such a beautiful sight to see. Let's watch this clip. Melissa Smith basically did the YouTube
Trying to give it back to Reese. Smith, tough bucket. And then does the too small to Angel Reese. 12 points now for Alyssa Smith. Kennedy Carter getting ready to come back in for Chicago. Reese burrows in for the finish and the foul. Smith trying to give it back to Reese.
I absolutely just love Angel Reese's toughness and her grit, her just eagerness to win, and her cockiness because she knows what she contributes to a team. That's what you call bragging rights. You know what I mean? That's what you call a star. Honestly, like she knows she can pop it because she knows what she's capable of, and that's what you call confidence. And I absolutely love that about her game. I think this is the same clip. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. And then Angel Reese came back with the hold on. We're gonna watch it one more time, y'all. Sometimes I like to talk through the video. They need to hire me to be a sports commentator, but I curse too much. I yell, I curse. I be so hyped watching these games. Y'all should have heard me in my room screaming. My son was like, Mom. My son be like, Mom, why are you? Bro, you don't understand. This is a moment in history that I did not get to witness and soak up when I was a baller. So I'm reliving it through these younger players, and I'm here for it, man. I'm absolutely here for it. Do you hear me? Told her ass, you can't F with me. Can't F with me, girl. Angel is such a fucking bully. I fucking love it. I love it. Every fucking minute. Every second. Every minute. Man, I swear that she can get it. What? Stop playing with that lady, man. Stop playing with her. She is not one of them, bro. And so somebody called Alyssa Smith's tweets where somebody had deleted the tweet, but it looks like she did retweet something else that said, I don't want to hear the Chicago fan complain about refs ever again. Now, I will say this. Man, they didn't get too many calls in the paint. They did not get too many calls. And when I say they, I mean Indiana. They did not get too many calls in that paint. So, and as y'all can see, this is Indiana's coach trending. So we're going to take a look at some of the trends regarding her and people basically saying she needs to be fired. So let's take a look at this. And let me know what y'all think. I think that I can understand what she was trying to do, but I think that I get what people are saying. Hey, you had ample time before the last shot to get some shit going and you failed. And so sometimes I have to watch things twice, but I can see exactly where the people are coming from. That Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark momentum did slow down significantly. So Indiana Fever has the best shooter in the history of college basketball in Caitlin Clark, who is known for her clutchness. Yet, Christy Sides didn't run one play for her in the last 3 minutes of this game. Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky win today. Who knows? It could be politics too, but I doubt it. I think it's just a coaching error. No plays ran for Caitlin Clark by Christy Sides these last 2 minutes in the game. It cost them. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark both with great games. Things are heating up between these two. So it looks like Caitlin Clark is going back and forth with her coach. And people are saying, count your days, girl. Your days are fucking numbered. The Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston post Christy Sides era is going to be so special. Man, these people are on her ass. That must be their previous coach. I don't know who that is, but Christy Sides watched Chicago Sky go on a 12-0 run and abandon Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston pick and roll. Sick. Insane. Christy Sides and Caitlin Clark were arguing towards the end of the game. Clark didn't like the game plan from Sides. This is going to be an issue because Christy Sides went away from the pick and roll. Chicago was having an issue stopping it. Indiana would have won this game. Facts. I wouldn't have passed the ball to nobody and told Christy Sides, I'm the reason you're not coaching at Northwest High School. All right, let's watch this clip. I'm going to mute my mic, and then I'm going to play this.
No, I think, I never want her to not be aggressive and take shots. I really thought when she went out in transition after that missed free throw, I thought she was gonna take it to the rim or pull up right there. That would have been a great shot for her, for our team. But I mean, we were up 15 at the end of the third quarter. We've got to do a better job of being able to finish out games, have a little bit more discipline in the fourth quarter. But give Chicago credit.
Coach,
Well, we know she was doing a lot of yelling on the sideline because her voice is fucking gone. All right, a couple more of these tweets. You have Caitlin Clark, someone who is famous for hitting game winners on your side, and you think that the coach goes to her to take the game-winning shot, right? Nope. Welcome to Christy Sides coaching of letting anyone but her take the shot. She said that she wanted Caitlin Clark, since Caitlin Clark is such a great facilitator, she wanted Caitlin Clark to find the open player to take the shot. But like I said, I can understand that perspective. She had 13 points, damn near assists. She had as many assists as she had points. So I can understand that. She could do either one. But in this situation, I think you was better off letting her take that shot and just missing the shot. Like, honestly, creating a play for her, honestly, would have been in her best interest. Or a play for her and Aaliyah. This loss is on Christy. What is this shit? Why the fuck isn't the ball in Caitlin Clark's hands? An absolute disaster. I'm glad this game was on national TV so everyone could witness this Christy Sides disaster class. Just know your job is gone very soon. Christy Sides, you will be unemployed. These people people been calling for her to get fired since when Indiana started off fucked up like they did at the beginning of the season. The people been wanting her gone. And so I don't like when shit going good, y'all not saying all this, but when shit go bad, people are like, oh, she needs to be fired. Nonetheless, obviously, there's still, I wouldn't even necessarily say she needs to be fired. Maybe she just needs another assistant coach or something just to kind of help her see things in a different perspective. All coaches can learn. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. You deal with different players, different playing styles, different teams. So you can always learn. And I think that if she maybe has somebody sharper on her team to tell her, baby girl, we don't need to do that. But this is what surprised me. This motherfucker, Jason Whitlock. Great game from Angel Reese. She was properly focused from the jump. However, Christy Sides is a bad coach. At some point, you have to put Boston on Reese and live with whatever Cardoso does. So let me ask y'all this, because he brought up something interesting. Do y'all think making that switch would have made a difference? Because I honestly do not think it would have. I don't think that it would have made much of a difference because Chicago was getting all the calls, for one. So either way, that possibly would have put Aaliyah Boston in more foul trouble. In fact, I think Aaliyah Boston had about 3 fouls, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4 fouls, but she could have been in more worse foul trouble had she been guarding Angel Reese. Angel Reese can draw a foul. If y'all notice, a lot of Angel Reese's points come from the free throw line because of her second chance rebounds, the rebounding. When she goes back up, she gets fouled a lot. You get 16 rebounds, you're likely to get fouled on 7 to 8 of those shots. So you do the math, right? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Angel Reese was 100% from the free throw line. I did not see, and I watched that entire game from start to finish. I did not see her miss a free throw, but correct me if I'm wrong, please. And so that's that on that. Let's just see what the people have to say about Angel Reese. We'll look at this last video that I want to touch on from Jason Whitlock, and then we'll keep going. So Angel Reese has now extended her double-double record, and she now has 8 consecutive double-double records, with 2 of those 8 being 20-plus point games. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those 8 being 15-plus games. And if y'all remember in last videos, I said Angel Reese should be averaging about 15 points a game, somewhere around there. If she can average that, meaning on a bad day, she gets 10 points. On a normal day, 15. Man, listen. Y'all, this is a Asia Wilson mini-me. That's Asia Wilson's son right there. And that's an amazing compliment for someone to give you. That is Asia Wilson's son right there. How many of those rebounds are off her own misses? 8 for 12 from the field goal, 3 O boards, Yep, this is what a lot of people said. Just needs to get her efficiency up, and she's a true future superstar. I just mentioned that earlier in this video. She just needs to get her efficiency up, and tonight proved that she's capable of doing that. Who you have as rookie of the year? Factory defense and impact is close between her and Kate. Angel Reese got that. I feel like if Angel Reese, as of now, let me say this because I need to, express as of now. As of right now, if I had to pick a rookie of the year, by far, Caitlin Clark would be the only one close. But by far, it would be Angel Reese. I don't even have to think about that. I don't have to. No. It's Angel Reese, baby. Let's not. I know everybody love Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese is, like I said, she's had the smoothest transition. She has, you can tell that she has leadership qualities on the Chicago Sky team. She demands the respect of everybody around her. She's just a dog, bro. She's a superstar. Like she brings her team up when they're down. And we just saw that in this game. She's an NCAA champion. She's a high school champion. She's a volleyball champion. Like, this girl is a walking fucking winner. Like, what are we talking about? I need to get that. I know that shit gonna sell out. I need to get that. Like, if you got that on a shirt, I need that. Like, that picture is going to go viral for years to come. 23 points from Kennedy. We had 23 points, 25 points from Reese. We had 16 points from Camilla. That's the trio. If you ask me, those were the ones that won that damn game. Where was everybody else at? Go watch that game. I actually might go back and watch that game tonight again. I want to watch that and the Seattle game. When I tell y'all that Seattle, like I said, I've said this in other videos. Y'all got to watch my videos. Like, I be knowing what I'm talking about. Seattle's going to be a fucking problem. I learned that playing 2K with Seattle with my son. And, of course, they started off rocky, too. But now that Skylar Diggins-Smith is in her bag, yeah, Seattle a fucking problem. What is her? The Sky can't build a team around her. You can't put the ball in her hand at the buzzer. And she's just an all-around the basket role player. She's great down low. Although inexplicably cannot block a shot but has no range, she's Rodman. Why can't we like both players? I like Bird and Magic for completely different reasons. None of those reasons was their skin color. Reese put on a show today when all eyes were on her. I like the rivalry. Bad efficiency as she's just catching her own rebounds. No, baby. She's not just catching her own fucking rebounds. But if you gonna miss the damn shot, you motherfucking well better catch your damn rebound. You down there tricking off shit. Because I can't disagree with that. Like, I've said it in previous videos. Like, Angel Reese will be at the bucket and miss. It's not just her, though. A lot of WNBA players, rookies, veterans, they miss shots that just should go in. Why did you miss that? And so with Angel Reese, I just felt like that was all too often. And I think she's recognized that. She seems to be very tapped into her star player. And she seems to understand the work that she needs to put in to get herself to the next level. So I'm going to give her grace in terms of that. Because this game showed that despite she didn't shoot any three-point shots, this game showed that Angel Reese is here to stay. I like how you didn't include the shooting percentages until the last two where she actually had good games. She does try and leaves it out there. I will give her that. Clark's still the superior player. As long as she keeps playing like this should be the topic. Not so much focusing on what's said about her. They gonna hate, but playing like this is what's important for her. It really is. Because this is what's gonna shut people up. A lot of people do not like Angel Reese. And I don't even feel like it's necessarily because of her game. But her game gives them a reason to talk because she is limited in the post. She doesn't have a lot of post play moves that she can do down there. She can't maneuver the post like other post players like an Aaliyah Boston can. But she's very aggressive down there. And that aggression does get her somewhere. It just doesn't get her as far as she could be. The efficiency with the aggression is what's going to make her a top tier player within the next 2 to 3 years. Give her 5 years, it's a wrap. Give her 5 years, she's literally going to be the next A'ja Wilson. I mark my words. Apologies for what exactly, okay? Really didn't expect her to be so good so quickly. She's arguably better than Cece. Arguably. They both have two different games, styles of play. So I can't really compare an Angel Reese to a Caitlin Clark. Like, we have a point guard, in a forward. Like if we're gonna compare Caitlin Clark, let's compare her to her point guard peers. Let's compare Angel Reese to her forward peers. Comparing them to each other is, to me, it makes absolutely no sense. She's a rebounding machine, no question, but a lot of those games are 10 to 13 point games. If she can be consistent scoring the ball, yeah, I'll agree. Again, I just said that. If we can get her 10 points on a bad game, but if we can get Angel Reese consistently at 15 plus points a game, dog, 15 plus, 10 points on a bad day. Because as many rebounds as you're getting, a lot of those shots should be going right back up. But again, when she misses, she does make up for it somewhat on the free throw line because she does go to the free throw line a lot. So I guess that's pretty much all I'm going to read in terms of this. This is something that I came across today before this game, and I wanted to share with you all just as a way to close out this episode. Let me know if you guys agree. I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic.
In all of sports. Angel Reese is arguably the most overrated athlete in all of sports. She is as unskilled as any player in the WNBA. She is awkward. Look at her. And again, none of this gets talked about. Look at the way she actually runs. Her lower body seems to be disconnected from her upper body. She's incredibly unathletic. She has no skill, no post game. Candace Parker, I'm sure, watches her and laughs and thinks like, they think this woman's going to be, this woman is a rebounder and that's it. She has no other skill, and that's why she hates Caitlin Clark so much.
Yeah, I mean, Jason,
Barkley or someone else would make that point. Angel Reese is arguably the most overrated athlete in all of sports.
I have to disagree with that. Overrated? Absolutely not. She literally has a proven track record, as we see in this comment right here. Dude is out of bounds on a lot of issues. She was a star in high school in 2 sports, All-American in the SEC with other awards, and on a championship LSU team, and helped lead the way to the ship. She has been pretty much a double-double threat every game. And that's just what it is. And doing okay with steals. She actually does do great with steals. Her defense is nice. Man, who is paying you to talk like this about this young lady? And it makes you wonder, his commentary, I'm not going to say I disagree with everything that he says. It's his delivery and the fact that you can just tell that it comes from a place of negativity and hatred. And this is a man who has that he's like God-fearing and a Christian and all of this stuff in his bio. And sometimes when people, this is why I just don't get into religion. I don't do the religious thing. I don't care for people that are overly religious and post about God and this and that and prayers and this and that, because they end up being nasty individuals like this guy. But let's see some of the other comments and then we'll get out of here. Reese is getting that LeBron James treatment, being hated on for nothing. She's the face of the league now. Can't nobody stop that. She's averaging a double-double. That's amazing. She's shooting 76% from free throw. That's impressive. She gives her team energy. That's an alpha. Bro, just say you like Caitlin better. Angel is amazing for who she is and an NCAA champion. I'll take that no matter how she runs or her athleticism. People say the same thing about Nikola Jokic, and he's still very special at what he does. Facts. That's facts. I don't know why my screen keep moving down because I'm not moving it down. This is ridiculous. I'm not a Reese fan, but she's playing pretty well. And to say she's the most unathletic player in the WNBA is just ignorant. It is. That's what I'm like. It's just overrated of all the WNBA. Like, if that's the case, then why is she top 2 and not number 2 for Rookie of the Year? Like, almost everybody that I've seen who said who have questioned the Rookie of the Year, only the people have said Caitlin Clark, but people have said Angel Reese more. So for him to say the things that he's saying and for her to be putting up the numbers that she's putting up, like the person said, just say you don't fuck with her. Like, just say you don't, and that's okay. But damn, like, recognize the game. It's true. She falls down all the time. She is awkward and not strong at all. Her mouth is the only reason we keep talking about her. Nah, I disagree. She's a beast down there. If she wasn't strong, she wouldn't be getting 16 fucking rebounds over people who have been in the league for 5, 10 years. All right, they call him Uncle Ruckus. You must forgot she has a college championship and Caitlin doesn't. And they are only about 2 points difference in scoring this season. Y'all mad, but he's got a point. Besides being an excellent rebounder, she has no true skill set. She can't dribble the ball, doesn't have a jump shot, not a strong passer, post game below average. The bulk of her scoring comes from second chance points. She can't create for herself. She just has to develop an offensive game. That's all. I like how they said it better than how he said it because I understood what Jason Whitlock was saying, but I did not like his delivery. This comment cleans up his mess. She just has to improve up on her game. That's it. So to say she's underrated and to say that she's not athletic and the way that she runs, like, yeah, does she have an awkward run? Yeah, but who gives a fuck? Like, who really cares? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't care for his criticism of her because I feel like it's very unfair and it just comes from a nasty, dark place. But I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I've been on here for 41 minutes. This is the longest video that I've made thus far. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Watch the whole video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next video, deuces.